Benefits of mentorship not found through group memberships or courses. And before I let Shante explain this in a little more detail, we just want to point out that I think you should take courses. I think you should be a part of
Group
note
memberships as
investing
well.
groups for sure. You don't want to do this alone, and you want to be a part of a group, whether that's paid or not. You want to be a part of a group, and you also should take some formal training. There's a pretty low barrier to entry in this space. That doesn't mean that everyone should just jump in blindly by themselves. Mentorship is a little bit different, though. It kind of bridges the gap between the two. And Shante, why don't you go into some more detail there?
As you just say, I'm going to piggyback off of this because I want to stress this more than anything. I am in groups. I have taken courses. I feel like everyone should kind of be in a little bit of everything. But the benefits of our mentorship program is that it is personalized. It's personalized approach. It's tailored to whatever you specifically need in that moment. So earlier we asked questions about who's invested, who hasn't, or where is everybody at? We get to meet all of your needs with all of you guys being separated in different parts of this journey. It is hands-on. You get one-on-one when it's convenient for you. We understand that no investors, usually it's not your full-time job. So that is understandable. We have the flexibility of nights, weekends, days, whatever things may be. And the cost is also lower than larger memberships. Not all memberships, but larger memberships, larger courses, things like that. Sometimes that cost can be a little bit larger upfront compared to what we offer. And again, as I said, this appeals to all investors. Doesn't matter how green or how experienced you actually are. I'm still asking questions, and I've been in this space for 11 years. You're always gaining knowledge, and to know that you have someone that you can give specific questions to and get specific answers to, and not be fighting over raising your hands in groups. It's a little bit more personal, and you can get a little bit more one-on-one hand-holding, which I have benefited from personally. So it's great to also be able to share that with you guys.
Yeah, if you want to really just add some kind of fuel to the progress you're already making, mentorship can be a great choice. Like Shante said, sometimes you have a question and it might not get answered, and then you got to wait 2 weeks or a month until your group meets again. We can just go right to it. Let's go to whatever's your number one question right away. Let's get to it. So our goal is to help you, succeed. And I do want to mention too that this mentorship, this particular presentation is mostly geared toward newer investors, but we absolutely can help you if you want to scale as well. We can talk a little bit more later, but it's I've run 2 note funds. I mean, I haven't done everything there is to do in the space, but I've made plenty of mistakes that I can help you avoid if you want to scale. So I don't want you to think that the mentorship program is simply about how do I buy my first note. Scaling involves access to other people's capital, access to deals, and then managing those deals. That's really what this breaks down to as far as this business goes. Whether you want to run a fund or not, it's those 3 elements. It's access to capital, access to mortgage notes, and then managing the capital and the mortgage notes. There's 3 buckets really that come into play when you're scaling a mortgage note business. So I welcome the opportunity to help someone who is there. Maybe you own a few notes, 5 or 10 notes, and you want to really scale your business. It's really about the individual approach and really speeding your progress and making it a much more quick than it would have been otherwise. All right. So why mentorship may not be a good fit for you? If you're really not interested in putting in some time to learn the business, at Labrador Lending, we serve really 2 avatars. We have our passive investors who are accredited, so they have high income or high equity. And so they want to put their money to work, but they don't really have the time or energy or interest in becoming an active mortgage note investor. Mentorship is probably not for them. They probably wouldn't have the commitment required to really succeed in becoming a mortgage note investor. And they may be a doctor or somebody, an attorney or something, and really have time constraints and just not have the time available to learn mortgage note investing. And then communication, if you're going to have a session with us and then just sort of drop off the face of the earth, That's not going to work. So these are a few reasons why mentorship may not be a good fit for you.
Communication is key. That's one that sticks out the most. The time constraints, there's a little bit of flexibility there. But if you're not, communication is the key across everything in this industry. So I would stress that more than anything.
So it's really the person who has energy and time, and you do need some capital to get started in notes, but there are ways to do it without a lot of capital. So it's not so much the money that's really the biggest hurdle. It's these three here. If you have time, energy, and desire to learn, and you really want to learn mortgage note investing, it may be a really good fit for you. We've got 2 slides here on the benefits of one-on-one mentorship: personalized guidance, expert insights, immediate feedback. These are real time, the things that are going on, training that's happening with real notes. Certainly we can do training and mentorship with sort of fake deals, or, maybe go on PaperStack or somewhere and check out a deal that maybe we're not actually intending to buy, or we can share a prior deal of ours that we've done or something, go through a case study. But a lot of times it's real tapes and it's real notes that we're going through, and we're making real-time decisions on the investor. The mentee is making real-time decisions with our guidance on whether they want to move forward or not. So, and that's critical, and we're very responsive in that sense. And then networking opportunities, building connections in the industry. And I alluded to this earlier. It's just a huge benefit. This is a relationship business. It just is. And marketing is important, and building your systems is important, but really it's about relationships and your reputation and networking with others. So we can help you meet people that we've established relationships with, and man, that goes a really long way. Accountability is huge. I'm not going to sit here and say that every morning I wake up and the first thing I do is figure out and ask myself, what's my mentee doing today? So there's still an element where you're driving the ship, and if you want this, you've got to put in the work. But absolutely, I will reach out to mentees and check in frequently, or if they have questions, I'm there. And just having that person to be able to look over your shoulder and just really hold you accountable. I will often give homework, just assignments, and it's like by next session, I want to see this done. And the truth is, people often wouldn't do that without that accountability piece. We're all like that. So
confidence building. You definitely have to be confident to be in this space. From somebody who's been in this space for 11 years, having a mentorship program where you have different mentors from different walks of life trying to help you guys, get to your investing goals and dreams. Having the confidence to get there is extremely important, which I would also tack on to, expanding your network, because that helps. We've dealt with so many different scenarios in our experiences that we have a lot of resources, between managing and running a servicing company to running a fund to managing, collateral files. And then everything in between, all the attorneys we use, vendors we use, tools, things like that we have and that we've experienced and we've used. So being able to share that with everybody who signs up is also amazing. The risk management techniques, you definitely get to learn your risk versus reward while going through this mentorship program. While in different stages, it's always going to be different scenarios for everybody's situation, but you will learn, and you will learn to be comfortable with it. So as you scale, you might not need us as much, but for me, warms my heart, because that means you guys are learning and growing. This isn't at your pace. So we're not going to speed you through. If you're something you're not understanding, if something just doesn't make sense, Shantae, you're from Jersey, you talk way too fast, I missed everything you just said, slow us down. We go at your pace. So whatever is convenient and works for you, with as well as your scheduling and time management, we go based off of you. As long as you have the interest, we will make this happen. And of course, this allows you to grow your business and your investing business to wherever you want it to be. You get foundational information and knowledge to be able to continue growing.
Absolutely. And on the last 2, customized learning pace, I have mentees who still I've been working with for years now, and they'll check in. We'll do a session every couple of months, or when they reach something new in their investing journey, which happens often in mortgage notes. They'll say, I've never dealt with this before. What would you do? And we'll hop on a call and talk through it and go through it. We do have more sessions generally in the beginning, of course, and then we're here for you afterwards. So that customized learning pace is critical. And then I alluded to scaling your business earlier. I spoke about that. That's one thing that actually surprised me in doing this mentorship program with people. You forget certain elements that maybe you take for granted, as far as how do I open an LLC? Do I need that EIN before I get a bank account? Things like that. And I have too many LLCs, and so I've got a lot, and it's not anything to brag about. It's just I kind of forget. Oh yeah, that's right. That might be important. So it's not just about a deal or a particular note, foreclosure laws in Georgia or something. It's like business growth and business. And honestly, one of my mentees seemed like most of our calls were about life questions, and that's fine too. Not a life coach or anything, but we're happy to share life experiences. And certainly this is about mortgage note investing, but again, it's tailored to meet your needs, and we're here to support you. So there are things that that don't directly apply to mortgage notes in particular where we can add value.